Hi guys, this is AC Gamer back with another video on Goddess of Victory Nikke. Now in today's video I've got an interesting and helpful and exciting video because I will be going over the top 5 characters in the game. Now this should hopefully help you guys decide on which characters you want to reroll for or characters you want to be happy about when you get them in your account. Now the servers are going to be going live in a couple of hours, so hopefully this video should be out before those come out, and I do have several videos planned out for the game as well. Now don't forget to like the video, subscribe, stay tuned for more content on Goddess of Victory Nikke. I will be making some team building guides, some reroll guides, as well as guides overall in game, so beginner's guide. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel, make sure that post notification is on, so click the bell icon. And once again, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button. Okay, let's get right into it. Before we take a look at the top 5 characters in the game, I would like to make a quick disclaimer. So if you guys are wondering how we know the skill description for all the characters, well, it's from the CBT as well as the early release or pre-release version. So I don't believe any of the skills will change when the game is officially out, but just in case it does, do be aware that I will make a separate video to hopefully update you guys on the changes that have happened, and if any character is falling off, I will make a separate video on that. But I do expect this video to be quite accurate when the game is released. So without further ado, let's take a look at the top 5 characters in the game. Now we're going to start off at number 5. Now I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit biased with number 5, but I have added Volume over here. So Volume is one of my favorite characters in the game, and yeah, I wanted to include her in here because she's also very strong. Now there's several other characters that could be included in this video, but Volume was the one I went with. So this is the art for Volume right now, and in my opinion, yes, she is waifu. Yes, she is triple S tier for waifu material, but let's take a look at what she can actually do with her skills, because that is a lot more important for those people who actually are focused on meta characters. Now she is an SSR character, so the high tier character, and for her class she is an attacker. However, her kit is actually focused more on buffing, but her damage isn't that bad. So it's a decent amount of damage, but she is not going to be your main attacker in your team. Now in terms of her weapon, she is an SMG character. So with typical SMG characters, they do have the same disadvantage, which is they have a short range or limited range, so you can't really attack every single enemy in a game with this specific character. But that is fine because you're all going to be focused on building a team with other weapons as well. Element wind, and for burst type 1. Now if we go over to her skills, there's a couple of things that is going to be important. So her main use actually is just a buffer character. She has decent damage, she provides crit rate and crit damage buff. So those are the main key buffs that she provides in your team. Now obviously I don't have to spell out why this is so important, but this is going to be making sure that you guys deal insane amounts of damage, especially if you pair her up with some other main damage dealer characters. This buff will make them deal insane amounts of damage. Now alongside that, she can also decrease cooldown of ally skill, and she is going to be providing a valuable buff to your entire team. That is the main use, and why she is actually one of the strongest characters in the game, or strongest supportive character in the game, even though her role is stated as a damage dealer. So will I be rerolling for this character? I think so. Obviously I don't need to explain to you why I want to, but this is it over here. Now one of the cons with her, alongside the SMG limited range, is the fact that some of her skills or the buffing capability, you do need to do yourself a free full burst to fully activate all her passive. So there is some requirement to get yourself some of the crit damage buff. But yeah, as you can see, once you get the crit damage of increase by 10.77%, do it twice, you get crit damage increased by 12, and then if you do it 3 times, you increase your crit damage by 14.42% for 5 seconds. Let's move over to number 4. Coming in at number 4, we have Pepper. Now Pepper is going to be very important in a team just because she is going to be your main healer. Now Pepper is going to be the best healer in the game in my opinion. Now there is other great alternatives as well, but the thing about Pepper is the fact that her damage is actually very good compared to other healers in the game, that you will be surprised that her main role is a healer. Now if we go over to this, she is an SSR character, so a high rarity character. She is a supportive class character compared to Volume, who was stated to be an attacker but ended up being a supportive character. With Pepper, she's actually a supportive character but also provides you with great damage as well compared to other healers in the game. In terms of her weapon, she is a shotgun user, and the rest of the other stuff do not matter. So let's go ahead and take a look at her skills. Like I said, as you can see, all of the stuff is mainly focused on healing, and which is going to be very great. Now she actually has one unique ability as well, which is this ability over here where she can increase your stack count buff by 1. Now this is going to be important for several characters that relies on this, so it makes her very invaluable. Is the word invaluable, or makes her very important for that specific character. And this is actually quite unique to Pepper over here, so she might be a must-have for some specific characters to use alongside a specific character. But yeah, Pepper over here, her healing capability, her damage, and her ability to increase stack count of buff by 1 is just simply amazing. Now in terms of her cons, well, obviously she is a shotgun user, so obviously the range is going to be quite limited. And what else? Oh yeah, with her refresh heart over here, you really want to use this or you want to make sure this passive works every single time. So to activate this, you basically need to use your last bullet to hit the target, and you want this to be activated because you heal. And what else is this? Yeah, it heals all your allies, so this is going to be very amazing and important for her. So making sure this refresh heart always works or is always active is going to be very important. So there we go with Pepper. That's all I have to say about her. Very strong character, and going to be a main healer in your team. Like I stated, within the top 3 characters, each one can be interchangeable in their ranking or in their position, but at number 3 I place Litter. But the more I look at her, I actually think she's definitely a top 1 or 2 character, but like I said, the positions are interchangeable. Let's talk about Litter and why she is actually a very strong character in the game. Now she is an SSR character, she is a supportive character, and I can say with full confidence she is going to be the best supportive character in the game. She's just stacked with so many buffs that is absolutely amazing. Now her weapon is an SMG character, and let's take a look at what she can do with her skills. Now basically she is going to be able to lower the cooldown of all of your team burst skill, so this is very amazing. You can do your skill more often, and you can increase your damage more often. She can also buff up your team's attack and maximum ammunition. So obviously this is a game where you're shooting guns, so the fact that she can increase your max ammunition is insane, and the fact that she can also buff up your damage is absolutely ridiculous. Now with that said, while seeing all of that skill, you might be thinking, wow, that is enough to make her one of the best supportive characters in the game, but trust me, there is more to her skills. Now she's also able to recover the cover of your character. So you know, in this game where you're hiding behind walls and stuff, you can't really hide there for too long, and your covers is going to be getting taken down, which basically exposes your team to more damage. Now the thing about Litter over here is the fact that she can also recover the cover of your characters. She can repair, I shouldn't say recover, I should say repair. She can repair the cover with her burst skill, and this basically increases your survivability. And once again, she is going to be best in slot for your supportive character, or a supportive character you want to summon for, and she's definitely going to be a must-have in my opinion. Well, I say must-have, but you know what I mean. She's just very strong. That makes your team's survivability increasing your damage as well. Overall, just insane character. And obviously one of the cons of her is the fact that she's an SMG character, and the fact that her damage is not going to be high, but that's not the main use for her anyway. And similar to volume, you do need to actually use her burst skill 3 times to actually get the best amount of buff. So as you can see, 3 times increase attack. So yeah, that is also another con with her. But once again, just do your 3 burst and you will have all the passive unlocked, and you basically get maximum ammunition, crit damage, and you also get an attack increase. So that is going to be very good. But once again, before she can activate all of her best skill or best passive, you do need to do 3 bursts, which might take you a while before you can actually activate it. But there we go with Litter, the best supportive character in the game. Now coming up next, we're going to be taking a look at number 2, or the second best character in the game. But once again, each ranking are interchangeable, or each positions are interchangeable. Coming in at number 2, we have Ludmilla. Now I do apologize if I end up butchering the character's name, but yeah, Ludmilla over here is going to be the best defender character in the entire game. She is an SSR character, her weapon is an SMG character, and yeah, let's take a look at her skills to take a look at the main use for this character. Now she basically encapsulates all the best things you want about a defender character. She can taunt, she can increase the survivability, so increasing or decreasing the damage you can take. She can buff and debuff enemies as well, buff you and debuff the enemy, and the overall just makes her a solid defender character. So as you can deal damage, she can decrease the defense of opponents, and she can also decrease the attack. If you go over to here, she's able to continuously taunt the enemy for 15 seconds, and she can also decrease the sustained damage she can take by 57%, which is absolutely ridiculous. This makes her very, very tanky. In terms of one of the weaknesses she has, well, it has to do with a weapon. Once again, it's an SMG. Obviously she is a defender character, so you can't really expect damage from her, but in terms of a burst skill, I think the burst skill is not the strongest out of all the characters I've mentioned so far. The only thing she really does is the defense increase, but if you compare it to some of the characters I really mentioned, so go to volume real quick, let's take a look at burst skill. So as you can see, critical chance increased by this, so that's a lot. If you go over to Pepper, recovers HP by a lot as well, but overall she does have great utility and great skill that just makes her a #1 best defender character in the game. Now that's all I want to talk about with Ludmilla. Let's take a look at the #1 character in the game. Coming in at #1, we do have Scarlett. Now, if you guys are wondering why I decided to put Scarlett as #1, well, it's because you really want to make your damage dealers the best damage dealer #1 in every single tier list, because at the end of the day, dealing more damage is going to be more important than some of the other stuff. Not more important, but will be the main focus for other people when looking at the strongest characters in the game. And Scarlett over here is going to be the best or the highest dealing damage character in the game, and she's actually a sword unit actually, so she uses a katana, as you can see, so it already makes her very, very unique in my opinion, and I absolutely will want to get this character. Now I'm pretty sure she's not going to be in the standard banner or the beginner's banner. She might be in some exclusive character. I'm not really too sure at the moment. Obviously we have to wait and see, but I really do hope I can actually reroll for her or save for her, just because she looks absolutely stunning and cool. So let's take a look at what her main use is. Well, she's basically like a berserker character, so the more damage is done to her, the higher her damage will be. So like I said, her damage is just going to be insane. So attack 22.15%, stacks up to 5 times and lasts for 5 seconds. So if we go over to the second passive over here, as you can see, it's actually locked behind getting her HP to fall below 60%. So the main important thing about this character is being able to sustain her HP whilst making sure her HP is below 60%, so that you can fully unlock her passive. So you might not want to use her with Pepper unless you're going into a hard stage where Pepper, even with using Pepper, you're still going to be taking a huge amount of damage, and then you can use her with Pepper. But with this character over here, you're definitely trying to make sure her HP is below 60%, and then you guys can get that increased critical damage and unlocking this passive as well. So she can also increase her crit rate as well, and she can deal AoE damage. So as you can see, attack or effect or enemies deals this percentage amount of damage to the opponent. So overall, just a great damage dealer. That's all you really need to know about her. But if you're not able to sustain her HP, make sure she doesn't die, then yeah, you get yourself a squishy character. One other issue with this character, or one other con with this character, is the fact that her reload is actually quite long. So like I said, she is a katana character, so I'm not really too sure how she's reloading, but yeah, a reload animation is actually, or reload time is actually quite long. But overall, just having this great damage dealer is going to be very, very useful in your team. Even though it says she's an assault rifle weapon character, yeah, she's just using a blade. But that is it for the video, guys. I've gone over the top 5 characters in the game. Each one of those characters are absolutely strong and amazing to have. I will try and reroll for at least 2 of those characters I've mentioned, and I obviously will try and get a very, very strong damage dealer and another supportive character. I think with this video, I should have improved it by just adding more damage dealer or more damage dealers that you guys can look at to say if you can't summon for Scarlett, you can get these other ones. I think I included too many supportive character. That is something I probably will need to make another video going over, like the top best attackers or damage dealers in the game. But hopefully you guys like this video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, stay tuned for more content on Goddess of Victory Nikke. Stay tuned for my first impression, stay tuned for my beginners guide, stay tuned for my team building guide as well. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.